if it hits debt ceiling next month. By Jonathan Ponciano. Topline. The United States could cut off billions of dollars in funding to crucial government programs and ultimately face a recession if Congress doesn't raise or suspend the debt limit by next month. The White House warned state and local officials on Friday, lending urgency to an issue that's seemingly at a standstill in Washington as lawmakers argue over Democrats' lofty spending ambitions. Key facts. The United States reached its debt limit of $28.5 trillion in late July and has since been taking extraordinary measures, such as stopping investments in federal pension programs, to stop the government from defaulting on its obligations, the White House said in a letter to state and local governments obtained by CNN. The nation could default for the first time in history if lawmakers don't act on the debt limit by next month, when the Treasury predicts it will exhaust its ability to carry out extraordinary measures and run out of cash, according to the letter. If the U.S. defaults, federally funded programs could be halted, the White House said, pointing out disaster relief efforts, Medicaid and infrastructure funding would all likely be affected. Hitting the debt ceiling could cause a recession, officials wrote, adding economic growth would falter, unemployment would rise and the labor market could lose millions of jobs as the federal government cuts off funding to state and local governments, forcing them to enact budget cuts to keep up with education and healthcare costs. Officials also warned of increased stock market volatility if the debt limit debate drags on, pointing out the S&P 500 fell by 17% in months during a prior debt limit standoff in 2011. Tangent. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen spoke with Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, Marquis, on Thursday to help get Republicans on board with a debt limit increase, but the talks have reportedly been unproductive. I can't imagine a single Republican in this environment that we're in now, this free-for-all for taxes and spending, to vote to raise the debt limit, McConnell told Punchbowl News in a recent interview. What to watch for? It's still unclear what steps Democrats will take to act on the debt limit, but some Republicans, including McConnell, have said an increase could be wrapped into a $3.5 trillion budget package Democrats hope to pass without Republican support, though that plan itself faces an uncertain fate in Congress. We are working. There are a number of different options, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, DNY, said earlier this week. We will do it because it's imperative to do it, and Leader McConnell, as I said, is playing dangerous political games by not stepping up to the plate. Key background. Amid inflation concerns that have rattled markets in recent months, the gap between government spending and revenue has swelled to more than $2.7 trillion in the 2021 fiscal year, less than last year's $3 trillion at this time, but far more than historical deficits of less than $1 trillion. According to the Treasury, Congress has either raised, extended or revised the definition of the debt limit 78 times since 1960, and it's never failed to act on the debt limit when necessary. Still, the Treasury has had to implement extraordinary measures temporarily when Congress fails to act quickly, including unprecedented measures taken to restructure debt in 2013, when the government suspended investments in retirement funds and other federal benefits to help shore up funds. Crucial quote. The U.S. economy has just begun to recover from the pandemic and a manufactured debt ceiling crisis would threaten the gains we've made and the future recovery, the White House said in its Friday note. If the U.S. defaults on its obligations, the ripple effects will hurt cities and states across the country. Further reading.
that the U.S. could hit the debt limit as soon as next month. The Treasury has been using extraordinary measures to remain below the limit when it was reinstated on August the 1st. But in a letter to Congress, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said those measures are likely to be exhausted during the month of October. That's on the early side of previous projections, which would put the deadline sometime in the fall. Now, Yellen warned that waiting until the last minute to suspend or increase the debt limit could cause serious harm to business and consumer confidence, raise short-term borrowing costs, and negatively impact the credit rating of the United States. She also urged Congress to raise the debt ceiling through regular order with bipartisan support. So Washington is now facing multiple urgent deadlines this month: the infrastructure bill, the social spending package, funding the government. Now the Treasury Department adding the debt ceiling deadline to the mix.
Jeremiah 51:9. You would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go, every one into her own country, people to their own people. For her judgment reacheth into the heavens, and is lifted up even to the skies. So her increased iniquities have reaching up even to the heavenly Father. Yahweh Bashem Yoshua. Micah 2:10. Arise ye, depart, for this is not your rest. This place is not your rest, man, because ultimately it's going to destroy you. Arise ye, depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It's polluted with wickedness. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. That's literally, figuratively, man. Let's destroy the people with the philosophies, ideologies, the doctrines of this wine, man. It's corrupted, is intoxicated with these people, man. Intoxicated these people, man. So that's why you have to separate from it, because a great judgment is going to come upon here. Let's go to Revelations 18. It's a short lesson. And he had cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, great, is fallen, is become a habitation of devils, and hold of every foul spirit, and cage of and every unclean and hateful spirit. Bird, Shalakia. For all nations have drunk of the wine relating to the philosophies, doctrines, the dogmas. For all nations have drunk of her wine, of the wrath of her fornication. And the kings of the earth had committed fornication with her, and the merchants, which are ones that do business of the earth, have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies, man. So the rich, they prosper. This is a melting pot as far as getting rich, man, America. So the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, man. So they've been complicit as far as their wickedness with her, man. And wax rich through her delicacies, man. Let's go down to and the kings of earth had committed fornication and lived deliciously. So they were complicit, lived deliciously. For the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. So because they're in power, their blessing is the sword, and by the sword thou shalt live, man. So they live deliciously because the power has been given to them, man. They take everything they want, you know what I mean, the resources, everything, because it's given to them. This is their rulership. The kings of the earth who are committed fornication live deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Relating to her judgment, man. Standing afar off the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, that great city Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come, man. That's how long it's going to take to destroy this place, man. By Yahweh Shem Yashah. Years of historic building by using, exploiting certain people to help build this powerful nation. But the Lord's going to destroy it in 1 hour, man. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. They're not going to be able to do any business or do anything, man. So they're going to mourn because they made a lot of money, profit off a lot of money. This is the marketplace of the world, man. America, man. You come here and make money, man. They say that what the American dream, pretty much. And the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand off afar for the fear of her torment, wailing, weeping and wailing. (14 and 8). And there followed an angel saying, Babylon is fallen, a great city, because she made all the nations drink of her wine, of the wrath of her fornication. The drunkenness of the philosophies, the ideologies, the doctrines, man. The deception they use, the wines used as deceiving the people, man. That's why Micah 2 and 10 tells you to separate, man. But majority of the people they've been deceived and been drunken by that wine, man. So they're gonna partake her judgment as well, man. Along with her. This is just a few scriptures. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahshua, Bashem, Rakakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, edification and knowledge. And to Wadi Bashem, Yahshua, for putting the spirit of the elders and apostles, so we can learn this truth and knowledge through the spirit of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahshua. And call Holy Yahweh, Bashem, Yahshua, Bashem, Rakakadash, give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahshua, Bashem, Rakakadash. Short lesson. Hope it helps whoever listens. Shalom. Thanks.